Good day, everybody. It's time to go live and get everything set up. You guys are used to this, right? I hope you are. If you're not, you're going to have to. If you're not used to it yet, you're going to have to get used to it. This guy, the guy that needs to be on time for everything, he might start his stream on time usually, but ask him whether he'll be ready for it. That's a totally different thing. Totally. So bear with me. We'll just kind of jibber jabber while I'm pulling up my notes. Everything else is all set up pretty much. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just finally, I looked at the charts a little bit this morning and I was like, okay, that's cool. Nothing super exciting. Where are my, I gotta have my notes. So I just got to find them in my, Google Docs, which for some reason, there we go. When you're trying to talk and you know you're being watched at the same time, you know, and it's just things don't happen like if you're totally focused. It's this weird being live on stream thing, which is why I should always be ready. But I don't know, I'm just like, you guys, I'm sure I'm not the only one. When you're at your computer, is it not like the ultimate distraction zone, right? Especially if you're not like working on your computer like so many people in crypto do. We like get to use our computer for fun stuff, like communicating with our buddies and researching and looking at the crypto charts, right? That's one of the fun things about being in crypto is it's an enjoyable space. And so the computer is like, just sucks you in. It's like, I'm streaming in 3 minutes. Well, I guess I'll get it set up. No, I'm just kidding mostly. Hey, if you could let me know that you can hear me and all that happy, good stuff, I would really appreciate it. That'd be wonderful. Let's go look. Let's go see what's happening. Guys, that's such a prairie banana thing to say. I won't use my real name. Guys. All right, I'm going to read this directly out of the chat. No, I'm going to read. I forwarded it to my wife. Okay. All right. Somebody comments. Ray Doku, first comment. And Crypto World, audio's working fine. Yay. For some weird reason, it's because of this one-way conversation thing. I got to hear something back. Streaming is weird. It's weird. Okay. But okay, I was in the Telegram. Some of you guys I know, I think you might not be in Telegram. I'm a Telegram junkie. I love it. It's such an interesting place. It's an interesting interface. So somebody says, if you're feeling a bit down today, take a look at the bridge activity. I think about 3 million has been bridged in since this morning. Somebody else says, nice. Yeah, they keep sending, picking up the pace just in time for the devices to go out. You know what devices we're talking about? The stuff that's supposed to go out into these mailers, right? Looks like about another 4.5 million is about to come. How could they know that? Just $10 million of buy pressure. And this is me. Guys, only $10 million of buy pressure. I looked it up look into pTGC. $10 million only would 4x the price of Pulse. That would put it 2x above SAC price. So not 0.001, but 0.002. Then someone else, y'all might want to load up before that money comes across. Not financial advice, but kinda. Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun. It's a fun space to be in because there's something new. Like it's almost like everybody says about the weather. If you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes. If you don't like what's happening in crypto, just wait a few days and things will change. Oh, it's bearish right now. Just hodl and it'll turn bullish before we know it. I mean, let's pull up Deck Screener and see what's cooking over here. Let me make sure I'm not showing something I'm not supposed to. Like I could literally, like I have a list. It's my list of tokens I'm watching. Watching them. No, I got to be nice. I have a list that I'm watching. And if I had one of those tokens up there, when I pulled up my screen, you guys might think I hold those tokens. And actually some of them I might even hold very, very few still. I got to behave. Calm down, Prairie. Let's just go to the screen. 38 people in here, 38 eyeballs. That's a good deal. Okay, Bitcoin. What? How does Bitcoin do nothing in the last hour? That cannot be true. See, I'm probably just watching the wrong pair, but this is the BTC USD pair. It literally has $700,000 in volume. That's a weird looking chart, though, if you ask me. Looks like a porcupine. Ethereum is up almost 1%, almost 1% for the day. PLS, look at that, 5.5%. Yes, I'm taking 0.5% on that one. Pulse is up. It's like, where did we top out? Woo! Oh, thankfully this is the daily. Yes, look at this. How can you count days on Dex Screener? Can somebody tell me in the comment section? Is there a way that you can just click and count the number of days? Because otherwise it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 days. We haven't been this high in about, well, look right here. Ooh, I think this one here was a fuzz higher. So actually it's been 4 days. 4 days ago, we touched off at 53.75. Right now we're at 53.12. We could be at an all-time high by the end of this stream, by the end of see the little clock down here? This is UTC. That'll roll over in 3.5 hours. So we could be in an all-time high. Yeah, I mean, I'm calling it an all-time high. That's my term. For the last, look, we haven't been in this range since the beginning of February. So come on, you're talking 4 months? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, maybe 6 months. 6 months, I think. So I'm happy. I am very optimistic. There's money coming over the bridge. It's landing on PulseChain. It's moving the price. Hopefully these people coming over will take a position in the Grays currencies if they're wise. And why? Why do we want them to take a position in the Grays currencies? For their sake. Can I say number one? I mean, I haven't completely thought it through, but I think for their sake, number one, and for our sake, number two. I mean, get them over. We're like the lifeboat. We're like the life raft of PulseChain. Come into the Grays currencies. Get yourself at least a just-in-case bag, JIC bag, because this ecosystem could do incredible things. It already has, and it could very well possibly, not financial advice, do some incredible things into the future. So if you're coming over from another chain, you want exposure to pTGC and UFO because they're an index of the best tickers on the chain. They literally, this chain was built by Richard Hart for Hex, and he consequently built PulseX and Ink, so we can have like a walled garden. PulseChain is like a walled garden built by the genius, multi-billionaire founder. May I say that beat the SEC? Like they didn't throw his case out. Like he beat them. I don't remember all the fancy terminology to put it, but he like beat the pants off the SEC with his own money, with his own attorneys, his own wit, and they didn't have a case to begin with. I mean, it's really kind of stupid, but nobody beats the SEC. Look it up. I think 5% of the people win against the SEC. That's dismal rates, right? He beat him. Genius, billionaire, founder of PulseChain, founder of the 4 core tokens, Pulse, PulseX, Hex, Ink. And then we are bonded with those tokens. Our thickest liquidity pairs is with those tokens. So you come into PulseChain, you get your JIC bag first. That's priority number one. get a bag of 1 million pTGC, maybe 5 to 10 million UFO because it's cheaper. Dude, whatever you can get. But we're calling for JIC bag, especially. Well, the JIC bag is mostly for people that have been pessimistic or on the fence about pTGC. I wouldn't recommend a JIC bag if you sit through this presentation and you're like, I'm in. Don't limit yourself. Of course, none of this is financial advice, any of it. Hey, extra PLSX. That was a slow-mo. Hey, extra PLSX. There we go. It's gotta get, my tongue needs to get used to it. Pulse Ray Vision. Happy Sunday, kiddo. Yeah, man. Hey, doesn't the thought of your bags inflating make you feel more youthful and jovial, happy? You know, even the scriptures say, guys, a merry heart does good. It doeth good like a medicine. Being happy is medicine for your body. And crypto, as long as we're having a good day, can make you feel merry, lighthearted, happy, good for your health, right? Yeah, man. So yeah, happy Sunday, kiddo. I love when everybody's got their own personality, and Pulse Revision calls everybody kids, and I like it. Extra PulseX Binance account following me was bullish, especially because I shield UFO as much as PulseX. Really? Did you already send that to me, like a screenshot or something? Somebody sent me an account that was following them. I mean, if you don't mind, you and I are buds, right? Haven't we chatted? Let me see. If you have the same logo in your Telegram as you do out there, you know, send me a screenshot or, okay. All right. Never mind. But I'm interested in what you guys have cooking. You know, I just want information, and information is king. So, all right, cool. You got to bear with me because I'm working with a 50-plus-year-old brain, guys. And it never did really work up to its full capacity. Too many vaccinations when I was a child, probably. You wonder why my kids didn't have any? It's because I learned about them. I'll stop. So everything's looking green. Not like super green, but I knew we were gonna, start doing some. We were gonna start recovering, because you want to hear this. You want to hear this. If you weren't on Spaces, some of you guys screenshot this, folks. What? You got something coming, don't you? Hey guys, bring me news, bring me information. If you got any little nuggets, drop it in the chat. I'll pop it up and we'll screenshot it and hold you to it. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Zen and I streamed on Thursday, and then he mentioned this again on Saturday. Whoa, bro. I like it. All right. Well, you get it. You got to do something. It's a bet. What are you going to bet? If it's not $1 by the end of the year, what? Extra. And I'll screenshot all three of those. Okay. So while you're thinking about that, okay, this is the thing that has been settling in on me that I got from my buddy Zen. The last time Hex ran, it was right after Ethereum reached its previous all-time high. Last cycle, it reached its previous all-time high in maybe March. Right after that, and it was March, about March. Don't quote me on it. It might have been January, February 2021. After that, Hex started its big run up. Ethereum just touched off its all-time high, its previous all-time high. I mean, it didn't go to make a new one, but it went right there, came back a little bit. So the point is, we are right there if history repeats. And if, let's say, Richard Hart had anything to do with that, with Hex's run last cycle, then you can guess what might be happening here very soon, and which lends credibility to Extra PulseX's statement about pTGC $1 by the end of the year. And I'm all for it, bud. I'm all for it. And I do believe this thing's going to $1. Okay. I'm going to put out a challenge. I'm not going to give you guys the details on this. Hey, Wallace, W. Wallace and NJ Dub, Extra PulseX. That'd be cool. Yeah. I'm going to put out a challenge. I'm not going to give you guys the detail until I post it on X, but find me a token. You guys have maybe, well, just a second. You guys find me a token that is, got to find my criteria. I wrote it down this morning. This is my 3 criteria. You meet these 3 criteria, and there will be a ransom. Here it goes. Has to have done more X's than pTGC. Okay. In USD and against the L1. Find me a token. Now we'll pay a ransom for it. I'm not giving out what the ransom is yet. More X's. Pays APY. In other words, it pays you passive income, and it's 1 year old or older. Find me one, and I will pay the ransom. But watch for a tweet about that. I'm gonna put out a ransom for a token. Well, for a couple of reasons, to draw attention to the grays, and then if somebody finds one, I want to know about it because I might want to participate. Hey, why not? You'll change your banner to pTGC and UFO until it does. I'll change my banner to pTGC. Okay, fair enough. Your crypto, your Twitter banner. Yeah, do it, man. Do I follow you? I'm pretty sure I follow you on X. Hey, drop your X in the chat so everybody can follow you, and I can make sure that I do also. It's fun interacting with you guys. The problem is you guys can't say anything. I'm the one that's all doing all the jibber jabbering. You guys got to be quick with the keyboard. So you want exposure to these tokens because they're the best. They're bonded with the best of the best tokens on PulseChain. They are a fee-based token. That is, oh man, I cannot honestly say it's a downside. You know, that's my first thing. I want to like balance it out because I'm so bullish on these things. Well, maybe we should be a little bearish on them now. No, the fees, and we'll talk about it in this presentation. The fees are so beneficial. I'm just realizing this, okay, at this very moment. The fees are not like an energy extraction. As you'll see in particular, pTGC, but I think even so with UFO, the fees are an energy injection. So when you're paying the fee to get a position in these tokens, you're actually paying a system that is going to be rewarding you more than the fee you just paid. Okay, if that makes any sense. So, all right, I'm gonna get my notes in front of me, and we'll get started, guys. Appreciate you guys. We're gonna skip a lot because I got to do some research. I got to do some research after this presentation today. So we're going to skip a little bit, but we're not going to skip on the guts. Like if you're new and you want to know about this ecosystem, I'm going to show you everything that I know about it to where you can participate. Come back on Wednesday. We'll do this again on Wednesday, and I'll go through more of the slides and such, but we're going to buzz through it today. And I probably won't be able to hold myself back from all the good stuff. But, ooh, guys, check this out. We are the highest we've been right now. I'll share this with you. Since February 13th. Highest, this is our all-time high since February 13th. See that? Look at that, guys. All-time high since February 13th, 5,400. Okay, so that's that's 6 months. 6 months. Highest we've been in 6 months. Good job, PulseChain. Good job, Grace Currencies. Well done. We're gonna crush it this cycle, man. We're going to. And I hope you're in. Hope you got your position. And if you haven't got one yet, then I hope that after you learn about these assets that you will get one. All right. So I mentioned these are an index token. I'm going to give you a graphical representation of that index token. Here it is. pTGC and UFO. These comprised together are the Grays currencies. pTGC came out before UFO. I'm writing a book about all of this, guys. So a lot of the details about that I'm going to skip are going to be in the book. Okay, so you can watch half of this presentation, get your position, and then buy the book when it comes out, and you can do whatever else you want to do with your time. But these two tokens are bonded most thickly in LP with each other. So the biggest pairing is pTGC UFO. The second one is pTGC, is each other, both of them with PLS. And then the other tokens, you can see the ink, the Atropa, the teddy bear, the PulseX, the Pulse. We already covered that one. The PDI, the what's that? What's the one that with the X? Solid X. Yeah, all of those tokens we're bonded with. And one of the special things that you need to understand is that, Hex, is that we were able to, I'll include myself, even though I wasn't there for, well, I was. And I was a staker. And as a staker, I'm in the Dow. So, okay, I'm claiming it. That we were able to scoop up cheap RH tickers at the bottom of PulseChain and pair them with pTGC and UFO. So we're going to have some really massive liquidity pools. We already have some really good ones, really sizable ones. So let's have a look at those. You can find them on Secreto Bank, like secretobank.com. And somebody told me I got to put the WW in there. That way you guys can click off of it. 10 million pTGC and 100 million UFO is the ideal situation. That is a very balanced portfolio goal. I like that. 10 million pTGC. I think that's genius, dude. 100 million UFO. Why? Because, okay, you can get 6 times more UFO than you can pTGC. So you would think it'd be 10 to 60. But what extra PulseX is implying, and I would tend to back it up, is that UFO might do better than pTGC. We don't know that. I think I said this last week. You put a gun to my head because somebody was asking me, put a gun to my head, which one's going to do better? I really can't give you an answer. I really can't. But that is I like round numbers, and that would work. Secretobank.com. But don't wreck yourself just because you like round numbers. I've done it. Okay, what was the volume? Okay, let me show this to you guys first. This is interesting because we're looking at all the pTGC pairs. Notice the volume. I refreshed this Saturday when the volume was 103,000. Now let's see what it is now. I think it's gone down. I really think there is less volume. Let's see. I always try to guess because it's kind of fun. Thank you, DH. Good guy. Hey, can these guys, does somebody know, like, I just thanked DH for reposting this stream. Does he hear that? I think he must. I'm just not sure. Okay, so it did come down, but it's about the same, 97,000. Look at the liquidity, 7.4. I think it was 9 just a little bit ago when I looked at it. I know it's a weird question, guys, but if you could answer me, that would be really cool. Okay, and UFO on Saturday was $22,000 in volume, which is honestly, it's pretty low. And then its liquidity was 12.8 million. Let's see what it is now. I think its volume I'd have to guess it's gone up because this was so low. It did. And its liquidity is 14. 14.5 plus 7.5 is 22 million. Hey, Dosteezy. Good to see you, man. On top, on time, anytime. Yeah, Dosteezy in the chat. So we got $22 million of liquidity in this little ecosystem. And oh, let me show you the LPs. Let me get a little more detail here. So this is the pTGC, and you can select by column. You can go, okay, we got $3 million in pTGC WPLS. I think it was $4 million. It was $4 million just not long ago, like last week, maybe 10. I think when we were streaming last week, I think it was $4 million, which just goes to show you how volatile the liquidity can be. PulseX has got 1.3 million. I'm curious what most is. Most is 194,000. This is presumably an RH meme coin, and it has $1,900 in volume. Not too shabby, eh? And then all the other pairs. But the biggest ones are PulseX, and Hex. Yeah, they're going to grow. They're going to grow. 85 live and counting. We going for triple digits on a Sunday. Oh, you're talking about 85 live watching. Triple digits on a Sunday. Yeah, we got triple digits. Yes, we do. Yes, indeed. All right, so secretobank.com is where you can see all the LP pairs. Well, not technically like all of them, but you can see the biggest ones because there actually are more. There are places where you can find them if you really want to strip your gears and burn out your clutch plate and all that stuff and find them. Get into the weeds. Let me know how much volume there is, but that's the bulk of it, of the volume and the liquidity. Two coins that can mirror each other in gains is PulseX and UFO, except UFO is your leverage position to potential 2x, 4x on PulseX. Again, NFA, haha. Yes. Yes, I think I like what you have to say, Extra PulseX. Keep saying stuff. Keep dropping those nuggets. I like to think, and you give me some things to think about. And if you give me something to think about, you probably give a lot of other people things to think about. We like using our brains around here. So what is the, okay, I gotta talk about index tokens a little bit more. Hold up. Why do you want to hold an index token? Because you can hold one token, say UFO, Extra. You can hold UFO. And when you hold UFO, watch this. Hold it now. Watch this now. When you hold UFO, you're holding all of those right there. Got to get my finger in the right spot. You're holding WPLS. Let's sort it. Oh, there's pTGC and UFO. Oh, there's the 4 million in liquidity. It wasn't showing on pTGC. We'll check that out in a minute. $2.8 million in PLS. You hold part of the $2.2 million in PulseX, the $2 million in Hex, $1.1 million in Ink. Okay. When you hold UFO, you hold a piece of all of these assets, just a piece of them. Okay. That is how it works. Now, where is the UFO? It's because there hasn't been any, yeah, that's the pair. When I said 4 million and WPLS, that was incorrect. It was pTGC and UFO that have the $4 million. There it is in LP. But what happens is UFO is trading volume is so low and it has to meet a threshold for, oh, somebody's calling me. I'm not sure who that was. Oh, I know who it was. I'm going to have to call him back after we're done. What happens is if there's not enough volume on the network, the bots won't trigger rewards. And same thing for Secreto Bank, it won't update. So, but once it hits a certain threshold, it will. I think if you're going to swing, two coins that can mirror each other in gains. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, if you're going to swing. Yeah. All right. So by holding one token, pTGC or UFO, you have exposure to all these other assets. And they're financial geniuses that are big fans of indexes. And I have become a big fan of an index. And I like to give this illustration that, we got to show this to you too. There's a little trick you got to do on your deck screener when you're evaluating tokens. Like, let's say you're evaluating pTGC and UFO. You're like, I'm thinking of taking a position over here. Well, one thing you can do, did I get off track? I got off track of my thoughts. Well, we'll just go with this. Watch this. Hold up. Yeah, we're still in that. I'm calling it. It's not all-time high, but it's all-time high since February. It's my the Prairie Banana logic. Right. So what you want to do is, and we're on PLS. So let's look at pTGC, because PLS is the layer 1. pTGC is the token that's on the L1, and it's bonded with the L1. See that right there, WPLS? That's the same thing. We're looking at this chart. I'm going to move it. Oh, this is the weekly. This is good. Look at this chart in the weekly. It's in USD. We're looking at it in USD right now. So this is the dollar price of pTGC. It's up and to the right. Now let's flip it and look at it in WPLS. And let's move it to the weekly. So we're same. And what is that? And is it anything but up and to the right? No, it's up and to the right against USD and WPLS. And the challenge is, remember, my challenge is find me a token that has outperformed pTGC in up and to the right in USD and WPLS, and there will be a ransom. And I've got it in my head. It'll be in a post probably this week. Watch for my post, and it's going to be pinned to my Twitter. We're going to keep it there for a good bit, because I'm serious. Find me one, and I hope nobody don't find me one. But if they do, I might want to participate. I know that's terrible, but it's fun, and I want to do it for the Grays and draw some attention to the Grays ecosystem. Because why go buy some? We need. People need to speculate on Hex, Pulse, PulseX, and Ink, and other tokens in the ecosystem, and they will. They'll come over here and they'll land on those, but they should also get some exposure to the Grays. But it's those tokens that we're counting on to drag us up as well. And Richard Hart will ensure that those tokens are successful. So, when he does that, that will ensure our success also. So do that for any tokens. You can do that for any tokens. Just flip that chart from between USD and PLS and see if your tokens are performing. A lot of tokens are performing in USD, but not in WPLS. So what does that mean? I mean, you might want to come over, leave a moon bag and come over to the Grays. It's just an idea. Just an idea. And that's not financial advice. I have done a lot of that, but not all of it. Not all of it. No. But we're getting lit up here. If you can swing. I think you're going to swing into UFO if you want better gains. UFO, you might be right. I've got a friend. She's a girl, but she's one of those smart girls, and I'm attracted to intelligent people because I like to pick up things. And she's like, I can't get myself to do anything but UFO right now. She's like, I keep studying it, and I keep just dollar cost averaging more. And she tells me why, and I'm like, whoa! Just one of those people that stays. You'll never see her on a stream or even chatting anywhere. Just happened to meet her somehow by accident. I'm like, this person is smart, and she's stacking up on UFO. People should be way more bullish on alien tech. You're right, man. We got the best mascot, but more importantly, we have the alien tech, which we're going to get into if I can ever get on focused. I already found you one that's been out over 2 years with nearly 500,000 in LP. Now, that's not the deal. Find me one that's up and to the right more than pTGC against USD and WPLS. Oh, check the TG. Okay. 2. That's 247,000 X's. Yo. Yeah, man. That's a lot against pTGC's 78,000 X. I'm going to go over to the TG and find out what this is. Hope you don't mind. Oh. Okay. All right, let's do this. We're going to do this, Paul. We're going to check this out. Because you might save me some money, man. Check TG. We got 247,000 X's. pTGC is a core coin. All right, check this out. Watch. Let me get it pulled up. This is on my watching list. But I want you guys to see my watching list. Okay, here it is. I'm not going to use the name, but here it is. USD. Okay, 247,000 X's. Okay, good. So that crushed us there. It has been out for a year. How are they doing on WPLS? Well, I'm not impressed looking at the chart, but maybe I should be in log, shouldn't I? Ooh. Okay, from the second, let's do it, guys. From the second week, it's up 1.3 million %. I think that's more than pTGC. 1.3 million %. Here, let's do a side by side. Deck screener. Okay. And then the other one is going to be, okay, so we have Finvesta on the left. Oops, sorry, I just said it. And pTGC. And this Finvesta was 1.3. And in WPLS from the second week. I ain't going from that first week because 1.3 to 481,000. Yeah, Finvesta got us beat. Okay, let me go back to the USD on log. Let's do log. For the second week, Finvesta. We're doing apples to apples here. 678,000 and pTGC for the second week. What did I say? 678,000. 582,000. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll have you crushed my idea, man. You crushed my idea, Paul. Now I can't do it. I can say, as long as it's not Finvesta. And if Finvesta guys, I guess that would make you happy. Well, that's cool. I've been told about it and I have not participated because here's the thing. Oh, I'll add another thing that has no admin keys. It can't have no admin keys. All right, we can still do my thing because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, no admin keys. And we might try burned LP. Oh man. Because that's one of the reasons that we don't pair. Okay. pTGC and UFO aren't paired with that ecosystem for one key reason. They have admin keys. At least some form. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I studied it because I was like, why don't we bonded with this? These guys are crushing it. It was either admin keys or LP that was preventing us from, bonding. We just cannot take that chance with a DAO driven, system. I know 12 people Hey, good day, Condor. It's good to see you. I know 12 people personally that have pTGC and UFO is 20% of their entire crypto portfolio of PulseChain coins. That's significant, in my opinion. I think you onboarded a bunch of people too recently, like 3 into UFO and 3 into pTGC. Thanks, Run Dream Active. I appreciate it. I imagine he doesn't. pTGC is a core coin. To convert from percentages to X's, always move the decimal 2 places to the left. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes. That is a good point. Thank you. Even when it looks like this, Paul, it's because it says 582,740.27%. It looks to me like they already moved the decimal, like it's already been moved. So if you could let me know, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, you got the gang involved. Good deal, man. Hey, even gang members need exposure to pTGC and UFO. Hold on a second. Had to turn my air conditioning on. Have to get the gang involved. You guys crack me up sometimes, and I need that. Need to be cracked up. Hold on. Paul, you saved my skin, dude. You saved my skin. Man, I'll tell you. You'll find out if I don't tell you first what the ransom was. It just gives a see what you say. Convert from percentages to X's. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because Dextragrader doesn't give the X's, it's just the universal when looking at charts. The tools always give percentages. Yeah, but crypto people thinking X's. All right, guys. All right, back on track. After I got to check this message. Okay. All right, we're good. All right. So we talked about index tokens. Boy, did we talk about them. Secreto Bank, we did that. What's the difference between pTGC and UFO? Let's talk about it. pTGC, like I said, they're both fee-based. pTGC is 5%. LP is burned. It's 23 months old. 12.6% of the tokens have been burned out of existence. It has 16,000 wallets. UFO is a 6% fee. The LP is user provided. It's been around for 23 months. 12 I got to fix this slide. I thought I fixed it. Actually, I did, but I didn't update it. So that's not correct. It's been around for like 15 months, UFO, and then 8.4% I think has been burned, and it has about 7,000 wallets. So my bust, I just needed to update. I need to update that slide. And honestly, I think there's probably at least one more in the slide deck that needs updated. So, but I'll point it out. I will point out my errors. And we'll talk about the fees. So that's the major differences. Now the fees, liquidity totals. Okay, we're going to do fees after we talk about liquidity totals. Just give me a second. Laughing at myself. Watch this, guys. This is one of the amazing things about this ecosystem, and this lends credibility to Extra's point about UFO perhaps whooping the pants on pTGC. We'll see. We will see. Who knows, man? pTGC has $5.6 million in LP with RH cores. UFO has $8.02 million in RH cores. This was as of last week. pTGC has $9.8 million in total. UFO has $15 million in total. So UFO has like almost double the LP, but it has not quite double the LP with RH cores. If that's a thing, LPing with RH cores, then UFO could do very well, but it burns pTGC. Okay, let's hit those highlights. Reasons to be bullish on UFO. It has thicker LP with RH cores. What was the other one? Oh, it burns a full % of its tokens. pTGC, on the other hand, UFO is burning 1% of pTGC with every transaction. pTGC has a DAO. It's hard to top that. Hard to top it. And then I thought there was a couple other things, but that's the highlights for me for the differences between the two of, why to be bullish over one or the other. That DAO is a big one in my estimation. So here are the fees. With pTGC, 5%, 2% goes to the DAO, 1% to holders, 1% to stakers, 0.5% burns pTGC, and 0.5% puts pTGC into a PLS LP and burns it. UFO, 3% goes to LP providers, 1% to holders, 1% burns UFO, 1% burns pTGC. That's how it works, guys. It's a pretty good deal. Pretty interesting how those, and that's on every buy, sell, and transfer. Give me a second. I put this in the wrong spot. I got to fix stuff. You guys are familiar with this. And this is time for you to check your phones. I fix stuff on the fly. I take notes and such. Because if I try to do it afterwards, then I could forget. So we talked about the fees. Let's get to the chat and then we'll talk about the AMM bots. Let me highlight where we're at. The tools always. Okay, we got SO.E. What is that? Extra? What do you mean? Some money gang. Some money going across the bridge. Yeah, I've heard that this afternoon. Is there more? You're in the Vista stuff also, but there's a good, but there's a good reason why I only preach alien tech. Thank you, the notorious one. I got into one and it has disappointed me. Hey guys, listen, I know of an entire Telegram that went into that Vesta, and they, from what I heard, whatever. I didn't go confirm it and everything, but I heard they crushed it. And guess where they brought it? Okay. So yeah, man, go crush it on a meme. Go crush it in Vesta. Go crush it in other ecosystem, or just don't get wrecked. Okay. Especially, I had a buddy. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna nuke my locks and put it over here on this token. I'm like, you're crazy, man. You are bat poop crazy. You know what? When people unlock, they nuke 30% of their principal. They pay 5% to sell their token. Oh, they nuke 30% of the principal, 1% to unstake the tokens, and then 5% to sell them. 36% right off the bat to go speculate on another ecosystem. We had a lot of unlocks back in that time period. Good morning, Crypto Bald Guy. Have I seen you before? Somehow I think I've seen you before. Crypto Bald Guy. Good morning from good morning to Australia. Good morning from United States. I'm just reading some chat. Bear with me, guys. Dude, I got to pop your comment up for the viewers that may not see the chat. I have no idea how you guys view this. Whether you're here on a computer or you're watching on one of those TV things, So I'm just doing what my gut tells me. One of the things that got me most excited, and we're going through the presentation, we're going to get into the DApp here in about 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail, maybe 3. The thing that got me most excited about the currency ecosystem is the AMM bots. You're like, AMM bots? Yeah, the automated market maker bots. They make the market. They even out the market. You have all of these liquidity bondings that get out of alignment because people are buying and selling. And the AMM bots need to go in and balance all the pairs, all the hex pairs, all the pulse pairs. They all got to be equal within reason, right? And whenever the bots can go in and make just a little bit of profit, that's when they'll snoop in, snipe in, swoop in, and even out those pairs. And when I found out that pTGC, the pTGC alien tech was leveraging those bots to do that, I was very intrigued, very, very intrigued, because what pTGC does is, remember, it being an index of all these different pairs, and the bots needing to balance out all these different pairs. When they buy and sell out of the pools that are pTGC or UFO pool, what are they doing but paying the fee that rewards stakers and holders and LP providers, and paying the DAO, burning tokens, pTGC and UFO tokens at the same, it just, the AMM bots are they're automated market maker bots. We don't got to pay them. We don't got to kick them out the door on Monday morning. We don't got to bring them home and feed them on Monday night. They just work continually forever and ever and ever, and they will never stop working as long as we have a Pulse network. And they're buying and selling pTGC, maybe in small quantities, sometimes in very large quantities. And we have noticed that they're making up about, it's very difficult to determine this, but about 50 to 80% of the total volume for pTGC, and I think maybe even UFO. 50 to 80% of our volume is bot volume, give or take. And it could be give or take in the different kind of season that we're in. Sometimes it's only bots. Sometimes there's a lot more users than bots. But the bots, guys, the bots. We don't even need users, okay? We love users. We want all our family and friends to come over and get exposure to these fabulous tokens. But we technically do not need users. We have bots. And over time, the bots will cause the price to go up. How? Burning tokens, sending money to the DAO. What does the DAO do with its money? It always LPs or burns tokens. Lately, I think we've been doing a little. We did an LP with Hex, I think earlier last week, and then later last week, maybe Friday, Saturday, we burned a bunch of pTGC. I want to say like $25,000 worth. I think it was a couple few squid positions that we burned. I think if it was $25,000 worth, it was actually, well, you had to buy both sides. So yeah, it was probably half a dolphin, 5 squids. And that's what the DAO does with all the money that comes to it. It's always going to do something benevolent for the system. Alien tech, those AMN bots is alien tech. Okay, so one thing I want you to understand is as number goes up, I'm talking about the cost for a pTGC token. I was going with this. As the price goes up, because these are reward tokens, you're earning reflections and staking rewards. But as price goes up, you're going to earn the same value in fewer tokens. As price comes down, you're going to earn the same value in more tokens. And I mean, like, same value for any given volume, because these are volume and volatility based protocols. The higher the volume, the greater the volume, the greater the rewards. That's how it works. Like AMM bots making up, 50 to 80% of our volume. That's where I'm getting that thought. More volume, more rewards, higher price, fewer. Yeah, I almost got to make a distinction. Okay, higher volume, higher value in rewards, higher price, higher value in rewards, but fewer tokens. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, DM me. Hey, Gary Bennett. It's good to see you, man. Banana. All right. There we go. We covered that. And that's an important thing to understand, in my opinion. It took me a while to figure that out. Like, how's this work? How does it work? Okay, check this out, guys. Check it out. In pTGC, this is what I was saying, like, earlier in the stream, that there's like when you're buying these tokens and you got to pay the 5%, you're actually making an investment in the system. And here is how that's accomplished. Watch this. There's look at the top, the fee flow. There is 3% going in and 2% coming out. But that 2% coming out is not always coming out. It is a possible, because that 2% here, this is the other slide that's messed up too. This yellow block over here is supposed to say 1% to holders, 1% to stakers. Okay. We're supposed to fix that. So you got 3% going in. That's the green. 0.5% going to LP, burnt LP, 0.5% burning tokens, and 2% goes to the DAO. So you have it, and then 1% going to the holders, 1% going to stakers. So that's a net 20% retained in the system with every single trade. 3% fuels growth, 2% can exit. Does that make sense? So we literally have a forever number going up token in pTGC because of that fee. 3% in, 2% out. And every bit of your holding rewards and staking rewards is backed up by money that's sitting in LP, just because of a function of the system. And I'm going to stop there. I'm just going to mess up my thoughts. But I think it's genius. You got more coming in than can possibly go out. That's genius. I love it. So what separates pTGC from UFO or any other? Well, from UFO, because we were talking about it earlier, and it's true. It does separate it from UFO, but it also the DAO separates pTGC from many other assets. How? It's the DAO. Because your standard token is like on a train. It's rigid. It has to be reactive. It is routed. Sorry, that's ChatGPT talking, but I thought it looked good. A train, when there's an obstacle in the way, it cannot go around it. It has to stop, go in reverse, or just crash through it. A boat, a ship on the sea, on the other hand, is like the DAO. It can be agile. It can adapt. It can circumnavigate obstacles. So like when most came out, we were able to snatch up, buy up some most tokens and pair them with pTGC and have a nice little most pTGC LP, which I just showed you a little bit ago. And we had everybody's money back, the DAO's money back within like 3 to 5 days, some crazy thing like that. And now we have a nice little LP that's how much of the volume is the most pair bringing? Oh, we have a peacock pair. Ooh, I didn't know that. We got some good pairs. Good deal. $22,000. I didn't know this. And your mom? Oh, I love it. I like it when good things happen behind and you find out later. Look at our most LP. $195,000. Yo, that's pretty juicy, huh? But what's the volume? 1,900. Peacock, 8,000. Yeah, man. 8,000 out of that 108. That's like almost 10%. All right. I'm liking my DAO. I'm liking my ecosystem. I like my token. I like my founders and friends even better now. You're not hating on it, bro. I just prefer to preach alien tech to newbies for many good reasons. Yeah, man. That's right. You know, I want everybody to be in a bull run. This is my opinion. You can probably pick just about any horse and you're going to win. But like somebody that we know and love famously stated, also the saying, rising tide lifts all boats. Maybe not. You want to make sure your boat don't have no holes. Because when the tide does rise, it's going to reveal all the boats that might have holes or leaks. They might rise, like our boat, and then the other boats that kind of rise a little bit, but then they start leaking. You know what I mean? Can you picture it with the little holes finally filling in? Is there any restrictions when you claim pTGC That is a good question, Crypto Bald Guy. I don't think I've ever gotten that one. There are no restrictions when you claim your pTGC rewards. We're going to get into that. I can't wait. That's the next step, is the DApp. No restrictions. Afternoon, Kurt. Good to see you. There are no restrictions. Let's go to the DApp. Let's do it. And that's no, it's not look into, guys. It's PulseTGC.com. www.pulsetgc.com. There you go. That's your DApp. You can also look into pTGC.com. That is another DApp. That works. I've used it. It's safe. Yeah. If it ever gives you any trouble, reach out to me directly and we'll get it fixed. That's look into, that is. I don't know. PulseTGC, I don't think you should have any issues with either. Let's go to the DApp, guys. And we're going to help Crypto Bald Guy. Hey, man, ask me any questions about this as we go through this in the chat. And that goes for anybody. That's what we're here for. We are here to talk about the grace and how you can, like, I'm literally going to visit with somebody this week about, she's like, we saw your spaces yesterday and it was really good. But okay, I'll stop with the female voice. My teenage son would be so annoyed and embarrassed. And it's just like, yeah, I just think I'm leaving money on the table by not doing some things on, and I hope this lady's not watching. I'm going to be so embarrassed. She's going to kill me. But she's like, I think I'm leaving money. She's probably not staked or locked or anything. And I'm like, that's okay. Well, let's talk. We can meet for 20 minutes and we'll walk you through this. We're going to do it right now too. Yeah. Good morning, Della. Della, I have not seen you before. See, a lot of you guys know me, which is weird if you know who I am. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like anybody else. I don't think I know you, Della, but it's good to see you. Nevertheless, I love meeting all you guys, even in here. And if we meet at the Pulse conference, that's even better. Or any other conference or anywhere if we can meet. I already got an appointment at. I know you. All right, you're gonna have to PM me where I know you from, unless maybe I know you from Telegram or something. Then you might want to just PM me so you don't disclose to everybody. Down under. Della. Oh, I know. Yeah. I know you. Yeah. Okay. So I was spelling your name Della. Now I got it. Okay. Good to see you. What was I saying? I was saying I have some PTT staked out for 9 years and 10. Okay. Those are locks. I know what you mean. It's okay. We're going to talk about that. I like the way you spell it better, Della, versus the way I spelled it. That's a lot more. Della. All right. It's going very well. I'm boarding some down. Yeah. We did a presentation to Della's group a few weeks ago. Zen and I did. And it went well. And Della, and I think she has a friend or two, are very excited about, they're in this massive crypto group in Australia, and they are spreading the word about the Grace currencies. Wisely so, Della. I really believe it more and more as with each passing day. Hey, this is a term we've been using, Della. JIC bag, a just in case bag, 1 million tokens. It would just get 1 million tokens, not financial advice, but if you're on the fence, like, get you 1 million, maybe 5, 10 million UFO, just in case, because things could get really exciting. Let's go to the DApp, man. I just get to talking. I'm the introvert too. It's crazy. All right, guys, hold up. It's time for a sip. Bear with me. Dell is introducing 4 more this coming weekend for Jick bags. Yeah, I love it. That is so awesome. So awesome. Okay, this is my wallet here. Okay, this is an experimental wallet connected to PulseTGC.com. And in answer to Crypto Bald Guy, your question, you can claim, these are staking rewards. You can claim these at any time. They go straight to your wallet. But let's start from the top. Let's start from the assumption that you hold pTGC and UFO for both of these. pTGC is going to take about 10 minutes, and then we'll jump over to UFO 5 minutes, and we'll move on to some other stuff. And I think we'll actually get to my slides today, which would be nice because I think they're good slides. Okay. So you hold pTGC, and by holding it, you're earning reflections. Then you can earn 2 other ways, staking and locking. So let's go through that. So as soon as you hold pTGC, you start earning reflections right away. And you don't have to trigger them to come into your wallet or anything. They just show up in a spooky alien tech sort of way. So what you want to do is if you want to stake them, for me, even at this point in the cycle, it's a no-brainer for me to stake. As a matter of fact, this was pointed out to me by me. I was talking to somebody earlier this week, and I was like, and she was making a lot from her staking. And I was thinking about where we are in the cycle and that we could have a lot of volatility and such. And I was like, because I had some that in my rewards that wasn't staked. And I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and stake it, man. Because I don't plan on exiting. I am going to take some profit, but just not yet. And so I staked it. I'm a big fan of staking. You're going to earn 161% more by staking your tokens versus just holding 161%. So to me, that's a big deal. I want every single pTGC that I can get, because I always want you guys' names. Extra, as he pointed out, if pTGC goes to $1 by the end of the year, you're talking December, November, October, September, 4.5 months. 4.5 months. This thing we don't know where it's going. It's not financial advice. But what if it does go that high by the end of the year? I definitely think it could. Okay. Then I want every single one, especially if it's in the thousands. If it's thousands of pTGC that I would be missing by not being staked, I want to be staked. I want every single one. Why leave money on the table? That's my thought on it. So what you do is you click the stake button, select however many you want to stake. And this is all that I have that's liquid on this wallet. It's 4,785. And then you confirm it, pay it, and then you'll have staked pTGC. This is it's an experimental wallet. It has 1 million staked and locked for 10 years. We'll cover locking next. If you want to claim, and this is earned from staking since February, just so you know, this is from February 10th. If you guys want more details on this kind of numbers and stuff, then watch my monthly stream with Zen, the founder, and we go over every month's bit of data. So this wallet has earned 7,561 pTGC for staking since February. And mind you, volume has been like nothing compared to where it could be. If you wanted to claim these, did I already say that? No, yeah. You just hit the claim button and then pay your gas fee. And then these 7,561 pTGC that are in the contract right now will go to your wallet and start earning reflections immediately. And then you can also stake them. Like right now, there is this 4,785 liquid in my wallet. What I would do is I would claim those, like if I was going to make a stake. Actually, I'd claim my locking rewards, this 4,000, claim my staking rewards, is 7,500, and then add all that together to this stake and then stake it all. That's literally how I do it. I do it from the bottom up, and it seems to work. Good question, dude. When claiming, are there any fees other than gas? There are no fees other than gas. That's a great question. Love it. Keep them coming. Now, if you withdraw a stake, now this is the staking section, staking, and this is locking. A lot of times we get it all mixed up. Okay, and it's okay. I had it mixed up too at first. If you want to end your stake, otherwise known as withdraw, you're going to pay 1% on your principal, 1% fee on your principal that goes to all the other stakers immediately as soon as you withdraw. But what's cool is you can withdraw a certain amount. You don't have to withdraw your whole stake. And I really like that part. You have to be staked. Okay, we're going into locking next. You can have one stake per wallet. You can have multiple locks. Hold on. I think we're going into locking next. Yeah, you got to be staked if you want to lock. So you can have multiple locks. I recommend let's go through the mechanics first. Let's go through the mechanics and we'll talk about some of the locking options. Locking. So if you made your stake, like let's say I staked this 4,785 pTGC, now I could lock it, but I didn't stake it. So then you can lock it for however much I want for however many days, from 90 to 3,650 days. You can lock it anywhere in between. I recommend locking. I'll be right with you, Dilla. I recommend locking not one huge bag at a time, and not one huge bag all at once. Don't lock up all your pTGC in one ginormous bag, especially for 10 years. If you want to do that, go for it. But consider that if you break it up into smaller bags, then if you do decide to exit a bag, then you're paying the penalty, exit early. Then you're paying the penalty on just one bag and not your entire stack of pTGC. You see what I mean? You can do multiple locks. All right, let's get to some questions here. Della asks, question I'm continually asked, is there a point where staking more now, but needing to take some out when our returns rise, the 1% to withdraw, will it be worth it? I think you're asking about the ROI on the 1%. From what I have, there's two, as far as I know, there are two factors that go into ROIing on your 1%, which is on your principal for ending a stake. And that is, and I'm going to read your question in a second. That is volume, which is paying you rewards, which is causing you to be paid rewards, the volume of the network, and also price appreciation. And also maybe even what was your entry price, right? All of that can be factored into your ROI on the 1% of your principal. I mean, because think of it, if you lock 1 million tokens, 1% of that is 10,000 tokens. Well, what's the value on 10,000 tokens? You can look at it in dollar terms. Let's say 1 million tokens is $1,000, which it has been, and it's going back. That would be $10,000. $10. That would be $10 that you're paying in the 1% fee. Yeah, $10, which is really pretty modest. Yeah, that's very modest. 1% is nothing, but you don't want to stake one day and unstake the next. Absolutely. Okay, question you're continually asked. Is there a point where staking more now, but needing to take some out when our returns rise, will it be worth it? I believe so. From my back of the napkin math that is in the book, during a slow time of very sideways price, it was 100 to 200 days, somewhere in there, to ROI under 1%. Break even, right? Break even under 1% withdrawal fee. Oh yeah, we can withdraw some and not all. That's a great point. Yeah, isn't that? I love it. I think that's, and we have access to our yield. It's so awesome. And one thing that I want to comment on with that yield, like if you get like compounding your yield back into a stake or a lock, or just bring it into your wallet so it starts earning reflections, it's good. It's great to do, but maybe not more than about once a week. And I'm not kidding. Like I've done the math. I'm a bit of a nerd that way. And when I first came in, I was compounding very, very frequently, like daily, more than daily. And I was like, is this worth it? Built a calculator. No, it ain't. Once a week, good enough. Any more than that, it's like, what is the point? Do it for yourself. Use ChatGPT. Fact check me. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know. It would be great to get your speculation on how much to lock for 10 years is required to earn $109 per day. We can do that. We can do that. Hang on till the end. We'll be doing a calculator. I'm going to star that question because I love that. We're going to get into that. Currently, I have 3 locks, mostly in 90 days, then a small percentage in year 9 and 10. Cool. Good. I'm a huge fan of locking. All right, let's move on. All right. So we covered staking. If there's any guys, if I covered something that and you still have a question on it, just throw it in. You are not going to throw me off. Here we go. Very valid point. As the price rises, and the price will rise, therefore the 1% may not be such a worry now that we are in a bull market. Yes, which is why I say, Della, that even at this point in the market, I am confidently staking pTGC. I'm also learning more, right? Which is why back in February I stopped staking, and then, but even recently, I was like, okay, well, no, let's go ahead and stake this stuff. So, yeah, locking. This is the third thing that you can do with your pTGC to earn passive income. Lock it. How do you do it? Well, you can have multiple locks. You got to be staked first, and then I think we already covered a little bit of this. Yeah, where to do it? You can select the amount, the number of days. You can do a locking ladder, which I'm a huge fan of. I have a ladder. Here's how it works. You can lock anywhere from 90 days to 10 years. There are the tiers, okay? If you lock for 90 days, you are going to keep 55% of the yield that comes to your wallet. If you lock for 10 years, you will keep 100% of the yield that comes to your wallet. If you lock 1 day into the next tier, you will earn from that tier. My recommendation, in which I should have done back in December when I reset all of my 90-day locks, was just lock a week into the next year. You know, unless you're really, really intent on that delayed gratification and you want to lock for an exact 10 years, which I did. I've got a couple, but I didn't know about that little loophole, if you want to call it that way, back then. But forever going forward, I'm just like 7 days into the next year so I can earn from that tier. And then you can unlock. Then, because this is the genius thing, guys. There is no time limit on your stake. There's no time commitment. You saw that. You didn't have to put in a date. In the locking, you got to put in a date. However, you can leave your lock in place and you'll continue to earn. No harm, no foul. When you're locked, you're earning locking rewards from other users unlocking early. You're earning staking rewards and reflections. And there's no time commitment. Now, you don't, if you have a 1 year lock and you keep it for 2 years, you don't start earning from the 2 year tier. It doesn't work like that. But you can literally keep those 90-day locks. Like I got 90-day locks that matured in April or something like that. I'm letting them sit, man, because they're earning me money every time, not every day. It's not like reflections or staking rewards that come in every minute practically of every day. Locking rewards are very sporadic. And I'm excited we got to go through UFO, Crypto Bald Guy, and then we're going to get into we're going to get into the calculators, and the last calculator we're going to talk about is the locking calculator, but it is my favorite. Not just because, just because it's the last doesn't mean it ain't my favorite. It is. Probably because I'm big into locking. Hold up. It's a storming outside. I'm going to turn my blinds, just get a little light in here, and then I can enjoy the storm too. Hold on, guys. Usually it's too bright in the sun, but we got clouds out right now that it's not glaring in on me. But I love the daylight coming in my office. It's wonderful, especially when you got a little storm outside and you're all comfy inside. Okay, I think we covered everything on locking. Be careful when you're locking. Gary Bennett, 95% of my PTD is staked and locked. Mine too, dude. I think more like almost 100%. I don't think I have. Well, yeah, after this week, I just locked. I didn't make any new locks, but I did stake. It's like all staked. But 95% is right there. Right there. So close. I don't necessarily recommend just hauling off and locking up your PTDC without sleeping on it for probably more than one night, because it is an enormous commitment. 30% of your principal, 30%. You have the ability to unlock your locks before they're mature, but you pay a heavy penalty. And it's really more than 30%. It's more like 36%. 30% penalty, 1% on stake, 5% to transfer or sell. 36%. Okay? So think about it. Just think about it. Talk about your talk with your spouse about it. Talk with other investors. Take your time. You know what you can do? Put them into 90-day locks, which was what I did for a long time, months and months and months, while I figured it out. And I'm so glad I took the time. 90-day locks are great. You just lock them up, go clean your garage, go about life, and then gives you time to think about it. And then you can commit to the other. And I did a ladder. Okay, I'll tell you how I did it. I did 88% 10-year locks, 8% locking ladder. So it's all these little tiny locks maturing every year. And then 4% in my 90-day locks. And interesting, I'm going to tell you guys publicly. I told my friend this not too long ago. I haven't even told. No, I did tell my wife this. But I came to this realization a couple of weeks ago. I have a principal amount, and this is part of the lesson here. pTGC and UFO are the golden goose of crypto. You don't want to slaughter your golden goose. There's a thing about pTGC and UFO. I'm getting a little off subject, but as these are deflationary supplies. As the circulating supply deflates, and as you hold and earn rewards, you are increasing your position relative to the circulating supply. You could even, man, it's quite the windstorm going on. You could even literally sell all of your rewards, and you will continue to inflate relative to the circulating supply. That's mind-blowing. So my 90-day locks, which matured this past spring, are a very small amount of my portfolio. They're like above my limit of my core asset that I do. It's my golden goose. Like, you can pluck feathers off a goose. And then you can take eggs off a goose, but you're not going to hurt the goose, right? That's what my 90-day locks are to me. And they're literally, I have earned as much in yield on all of my wallets as the value of the token, as the number of tokens in my 90-day locks, if that makes sense. So, but I've been in the system for a while, a number of months, which, by the way, if you think you're late, So did I. But every month that goes by, I am more early, if that makes sense. T.S. Pedro, good to see you. Okay, so I hope that helps. I hope that will help you to not kill the golden goose. And 90-day locks, they're sweet. Man, we appreciate it. I believe I can say collectively, real people sharing with real people. Thank you. You're welcome. I'll leave that up for another minute. I like those kind words. Kind words. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's talk about this. Reflections. Okay, there are some. Not one big lock. We got that. We got that. Okay. All right. We're going into UFO after this one thing that I want to explain to you that's really cool. But I need to get myself some water. And I think I can get the water and talk at the same time. There's a difference between holding rewards, which are reflections, and staking rewards and locking rewards. The locking rewards are completely human and human dependent. The staking rewards and the reflection rewards are going to come in every single day, like every minute, practically every single day. They come into your wallet. But the locking rewards come in every now and again. Sometimes there'll be a big old wave. Sometimes you'll go days and days with maybe a trickle or nothing of locking rewards. It all depends on human behavior. People got to unlock their early and lock their locks for us to get locking rewards. But Crypto Ball Guy, we're going to talk about locks in the third calculator here in just a little bit. And get ready. Get ready. Locking is the superpower of pTGC. It is the superpower of pTGC. And we're gonna talk about the superpowers and the alien text on one of these slides. Okay. There's a couple other things. So that was let's see. Oh, the staking rewards and the locking rewards also come from the volume on the network for today. What was the volume? $130,000 in volume in pTGC today. Your holding rewards and locking rewards comes from that number. Okay, your locking rewards don't come from that number. They come from people, like I said, early and ending their locks early and paying the 30% penalty. No, there's more. Yeah, there's more. So, yeah, sorry, I'm learning a new way to explain it. So, holding and staking rewards comes from that volume, but the locking rewards come from, I'm repeating myself, comes from people ending their locks early. But when people end their locks early, they're paying a certain amount of tokens, not a certain dollar amount. Like your holding and staking rewards are coming to as a certain dollar amount. Your locking penalties that come to you are coming to you not as a certain dollar amount, but as a certain token amount. And that's how I prefer it, as you will see when we get to the locking calculator. Because, I mean, people have, I don't know if anybody's actually unlocked 1 billion tokens, but there are probably 1 billion token locks. I imagine that there are. I think I may have seen some in people's wallets. But let's say somebody unlocks 1 billion tokens and forfeits 300 million tokens. You know that 300 million tokens is potentially like, I mean, at $1,000 a million, that's $300,000. Is that right? 300 million, $300,000. And if you have a bigger part of that locking reward pool, you will earn more of that 300 million tokens, which is $300,000. But that's right now. When price goes up to PulseX's, I'm getting your name right, man. Extra PulseX, pTGC going to $1 by the end of the year, and we're gonna put that in the calculator. And I have been using that number, by the way, very much. That would be $300 million, not 300,000. $300 million going to all the other lockers. Yeah. Yeah. All about passive. Hey, it's good to see you, man. It's been a while, I think. It's been a minute. He's one of the passive income bros. I can tell just by his name. So I hope that I explained that well enough. There's a big difference between holding and staking and locking rewards. Big difference. Let's get into UFO. I should rearrange the presentation and go to UFO off the bat sometime. I might do that. I might just totally renovate it and then go to UFO. It's the same DApp. Click on UFO token right there. And you can do I always got to back up. You can do two things. Ooh, question. Just a second. You can do two things with your UFO. You can hold it and you can LP it. Okay. Now question. Crypto ball guy. What would you say to my 12-year-old buying $20 a week? He's up on his pTGC portfolio. I think he started last year. What would you say to, you've been in here before. What would you say to my 12-year-old buying $20 a week? I would say he's up on his pTGC portfolio. I would say, this is what I would say. If he was my son, I would say, write down on paper a plan for all of this, and then review it with him, and just talk it over with him, and give him some guidance. You know, one thing that would be top of my mind, Dad, is teach him to live off the yield. You know, but hey, if he, you know, decided he's going to spend it all on a whatever, it would be a lesson for him. Okay. You know, but that's what I would do. Have him write down a plan and for it. And then you and him sit down and review it. Maybe get mom involved too. Grandpa, you know, but yeah, that could be a special time, you and him. Oh, man, I just love that, man. $20 a week. You think, oh, isn't that sweet? Yeah. Watch this kid, man. Watch this kid, man. $20 a week. You think, oh yeah. What's that going to be? But the more important than what is that going to be is what can it do for him? How can it help him develop his character so he can be a good contributing, you know, human being in our society, right? How can this money teach him to be a contributing member of society? All right. PulseTGC.com, UFO token right there. It's going to bring you to these two purple tabs right here. UFO liquidity pools. That's where you're going to go. If you want to, hold on a second. If you want to LP, you got to go here. If all you want to do is hold your UFO, go for it. You can do that. A lot of people do. Matter of fact, guys, in writing this book, I'm building some illustrations. I wanted to say fabulous. I think they're fabulous because it's like, whoa, see, having all these numbers that I've got in my spreadsheets and putting them into graphs and charts, pie charts and stuff, is like, it's so cool. There's a lot of people holding UFO liquid, like a crazy number, like maybe 70%, 65% of UFO is liquid, if I got my story straight. And those people are they're earning a lot of reflections. People that are LPing their UFO are not earning reflections because their UFO is an LP. It doesn't earn reflections, if it's in an LP, if it's in the burn address, those tokens do not earn reflections. Same with pTGC. So you go to PulseTGC.com, UFO tab, click on Manage Liquidity, and here are the pools. Here are your options. If you want to LP UFO and earn out of this system, you must do it from this dApp. And it does not matter what pair you pick, you're going to earn rewards equally from any of these pairs. 2 caveats. 1, the UFO pTGC pair, you will pay the fee for UFO and pTGC going into that pair. And the other caveat is the UFO PLS pair, you will pay the UFO fee exiting that pair. You must do all of your LPing from the dApp. And this is how you do it. You select Manage Pool, add liquidity. If you already have liquidity, obviously you just remove it. And we're going to talk to you about UFO shares. You might want to think twice about exiting liquidity until you hear about UFO shares. So you want to add liquidity. You have to have equal sides of both. Add new, sign it all in your wallet, and then come back to this tab here, UFO token, and this tab here, UFO PLP rewards, and brings you to this part of the dApp, okay, where you can see the total reflections earned by this wallet that has 1 million UFO liquid, and the total pulse earned by this wallet from LPing 1 million UFO. And the earnings, the value, the yield for LPing UFO is in PLS, as you can see right there. All right, UFO shares. There is, and by the way, guys, let me back up. You obviously going to earn your PulseX V2, V3. Sorry, guys, I'm not all polished on that. You're going to earn your PulseX rewards also for LPing. But in order to earn the UFO rewards, you got to do your business on this dApp. The UFO shares, you got to pay attention. Pay attention to this, because this is the secret sauce for UFO right here. UFO shares. See that? That's 1 million UFO shares. Why is that 1 million? Because I put 1 million into LP with PLS. If you put 1 million into LP with Hex or whatever asset, you're going to have 1 million UFO shares. And the shares are important because they are the one thing that drives your yield. So they determine how much yield you get. They determine your position of the shares pool. I had another thought, but I lost it. But I'll get it. I got a lot to say about UFO shares. They don't change. The UFO shares will not change unless you decide to change them. And I've got an illustration for that. You might think, once you get UFO shares, I don't know how to put it into words. Do you guys remember the Watsas? Do you guys ever get involved with those Watsas? How they continually increase in value? They're over the ICOSA system. And man, it's like, if I burn a Watsa, it's gone. It's like gone. And I have the ICOSA out of it, but I can never get the Watsa back. It's kind of like the UFO shares. You get them, and you might never want to let them go. Because to get them back, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. And I'll show you. I'm going to show you in a slide. Just hold on. So the UFO shares are determined by however many UFO you put into the LP. So I put 1 million into this LP. You will have impermanent loss because UFO is outperforming PLS, Inc., Hex, eHex, PulseX, and PDI. It's outperforming all of those. UFO is, to one degree or another. So you're going to have impermanent loss, which means you'll have less UFO than the paired asset. And that's not what we came here for. But if you come into the UFO, if you pair your UFO here for the pulse rewards, then you came here for passive income, right? You didn't, maybe you did. It's a bummer you're losing your UFO. But did you not come here for passive rewards? Okay, then you're getting what you came for. I'm getting what I came for, but I've lost a lot of UFO. But I gained a lot of the other side. But there's more. There's more. Oh, my thoughts. Okay, let's just get onto this slide here. Watch this, guys. This is my UFO. Oh, hold on. Let me find this. I gotta move that slide, man. All right, check this out. I simulated. This is my unpairing simulation. I was like, let's say one night I had too much pizza and I stayed up late and I made a bad decision and unpaired my UFO PLS pool that had 1 million. I made it 1 billion just to make it sound juicy, like I really have this thing, but it's really just 1 million. Okay, so you had 1 billion shares. Current value, this is last week, 261 million UFO. That's because people value the UFO more than the PLS, and they bought the UFO out of that pool, out of that LP, and deposited their PLS. I think that's how it works. The value of that UFO last week was $10,000. Equal value in PLS. Okay, so I unpaired. And when I unpaired, obviously I had 261 million UFO in that LP. But then I'm like, hey, man, I want my UFO shares. Those were making me free PLS for the rest of my life. Why did I ever unpair that? Well, I'd have to buy 739 million UFO, 648 million PLS, which would cost me $58,000. So the cost of, let me get this. On May 14th, 2024, 1 billion UFO was $3.2 thousand. That's just a little perspective. But the point is, each share is now worth 3 times the token price. And that can be a little confusing. I know that can be a little confusing. If you guys want to screenshot that and print it maybe and meditate on it, I don't know. It's what it does is illustrates to me that UFO shares are already becoming very valuable. But with PulseChain at the bottom, and let's say it is at the bottom, even though it's moving up nicely today, we're still below SAC price. We're still this side of what do you call it? Altcoin season. Okay, so I'm contending that pTGC and UFO rewards, all this stuff is underpriced, undervalued. So come get them. Come get them. Come get these UFO shares. That's my banner. All right, hold up. All right, let's back up for 1 second to a slide, and then we're going to get into the. Hey, Crypto Bald guy, you still here? I'm sorry, I'm just checking because I'm excited for you to see the locking calculator. I want to show you guys the alien techs and the superpowers. pTGC has it has 2 alien techs and 1 superpower. Its alien techs are the AMM bots, and net inflowing is greater than the outflow. Its superpower is the locking. Locking is user-centric. UFO, its alien tech is, again, the AMM bots. Its superpower is, well, it has a massive LP with pTGC and the share rates, which is, again, user-centric. So each of these assets has a superpower that is user-centric. That means you and me get to benefit if we participate with the locking and the shares. Doesn't mean you can't benefit by not participating in those 2 aspects. You certainly can. All you got to do is hold these tokens, and there are people that have just held these tokens and done very, very well. Okay. I'm one of those guys that's like all in. I gotta like do everything. One of the good things about the UFO shares and LPing is it's like you're not just LPing, you are putting your tokens in a place where you get a share rate. So it's almost like a delayed gratification, because I will never exit those LPs. And you can exit just a little bit if you wanted to. But it's cash flow, man. You're earning money in PLS, which is the gas token of the L1, which you can do anything with that you want to. You can do anything with Pulse. You can bridge it out. All right, let's go. What are we doing here? We're going to the DApp. We're going to the moon math. All right. Let me just double check here. Yeah. Oh, one trick with LPing. Did I tell you? I don't think I told you. All the pools share alike, so you can LP with any pool. I think I told you that. But if there is a trick, like, and I did it one time with Ink when it ran up last summer. If your paired asset runs up against UFO and you end up with more UFO in your wallet, in your LP, you can literally unpair and repair and have more UFO shares. For the price of gas, you can increase your UFO shares and increase your rewards. Whoa. Yeah, man. You just got to go to PulseX.com, connect your wallet to PulseX, and see how many UFO are in your wallet, or are in your LP, sorry. And then compare that to how many UFO shares you have. And if there's more UFO on PulseX, man, unpair, man, repair it. You just be ready. You might have to buy the difference in the paired asset, or make up the difference or something, and then pair it back up, and you'll have more UFO shares. That's really cool. Let's go to lookintoptgc.com. You guys still here? Is anybody still here? Is anybody out there? Sorry, one more time, please. A UFO pairing. Okay, we're going to do it. Della, you get the special treatment. UFO pairing. That's what we're here for. I mean, yeah. Okay, yes, we're going to do it. And this is what you want, right? You want to go through the UFO token? Oh, I got to show my screen. This is what we're here for, Della. UFO token. UFO liquidity pools right here. Okay, click there. Hey, Lemonade. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Appreciate you, man. And then let's say you wanted to pair some UFO and Hex. You select Manage Pool, Add Liquidity. Select Add Liquidity. And then what you can do, Dell, is write down the timestamp that we're talking right now, like 147. Then you can forward that to somebody if they want to, if you're helping somebody. And then however much UFO you want, like if it's 1 million, let's say if it's 1,000, you got to have an equal amount of Hex on the other side, right? And that's not going to work because I don't have any Hex in this wallet. So it's going to let you know, obviously, that you have insufficient Hex. Okay, so yeah, I don't have any Hex in this wallet. So I can't even simulate for you, but you just need equal pairs and then select Add New Liquidity. Okay, and then that's it. And then you can go to UFO token, UFO PLP rewards, and select UFO Hex, and you'll see your LP right there. And Della says, I have been put off by the impermanent loss factor. It does my head in. Yes, I hear you. That's fine. There's a lot of people that don't do the LPing, but there's quite a few that do. Me being one of them, I went in really heavy, maybe too heavy. But it's cash flow. It's gonna be cash flow. So, is the UFO share rate built into the contract in addition to V2 LP? I'm referring to your comments, Ari Watsa, about the Watsas. Is it built into the contract? Yes, it is. It is the UFO share is the exact number of UFO you put into the LP. Period. That's it. However, if you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 UFO into an LP, you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5's worth of UFO shares. I hope that answers your question. Okay, cool. I think we got it. And if I didn't get it, just tell me, dude. Just tell me, dude. All right. All right, guys. We got 3 calculators we're going to look at. And then, I want to show this to you. Does anybody know how much is? Okay, 2 questions. How much value has come across the bridge today? If anybody knows, put that in. And then somebody else answer me, what do you think PulseChain can do in X's this cycle? How many X's can PulseChain do for this cycle? I need those 2 answers for this, for the calculators. Okay. How many X's do you think PulseChain can do, and how much has come across in the bridge today? And if nobody answers, it's okay. I'll make stuff up. All right. So this little calculator right here, actually, so we're going to start with 4 calculators. Actually, this one. So I think about 10 million or less came across the bridge today. And this is a price impact calculator. Yeah, we wish, right? Let's say 10 million came across the bridge today into PulseChain. What's the price impact? 3.69x. It would send the price to 302 plus. Yeah, man. Only $10 million would do that, guys. Just 10 million buckaroos. All right, this has a really cool dashboard. A lot of the stuff is behind the paywall, guys, but there is a lot of free stuff also. Scan down. I mean, go to the dashboard and scroll. You can see the amount of tokens that have been burned. Like in the last 15 minutes, we burned 30,000, 21 bucks worth of pTGC. Last 24 hours, 2.2 million. And a lot of other metrics. We are 14x from a penny, and it goes on and on and on. And then UFO is down here. But we're going to go to the moon math. Let's see. Moon math. All right. Anybody? So was that 100x, Della, for Pulse? Is that 100x? We are going to explain what the X factor is. X factor is, okay, otherwise known as, no? The X factor is otherwise known as, it's otherwise known as reflexivity. pTGC has moved up. Ooh. Oh, really? For pTGC? Okay, we can work that in. We can work in a 1000x for pTGC. And that's easy. We're about to do it. Okay, so pTGC has moved up against PulseChain about a 30x in the last year. I'm going to speculate that it could probably move up against PulseChain probably a 15x, while PulseChain does maybe 100x. And the X factor is pTGC benefits from its own X's and the X's of PulseChain. So that would be a 1500x. And this calculator does everything for us. So 30x in the last year. I'm thinking pTGC could do a 15x pretty easily, maybe, hopefully, probably. While PulseChain does 100x. 100x, guys, is just 100x. I'll just leave it at that. 15x factor. Oh, I got to pick our token here. 15x. And then target price. We're going to skip the price and go straight to 100x. That's going to be 1,500 times today's price, and I think it puts it at, that's $1 plus, I think. Let's see. Calculate. $1.06. $1.06 pTGC. Is there anybody here? Put a 0 in the chat if you think that Pulse is going to do less than 100x and or pTGC is going to do less than 15x against Pulse. Put a 0 in the chat. I mean, you can. This is, you can do that. I'll put a 0 in the chat, even though I don't mean it. Just to set the bad example. Just for fun. I mean, it could. PulseChain could do less than 100x and pTGC could do less than. Listen, pTGC is up 78,000x from the bottom. You know, it's done a 30. I'll stop. It's all speculation, guys. It's all speculation. But I also want to be like 6 months from now. I want to look back and I think, man, I was right. I just don't want to be. I'm being recorded, you know, and I don't want to be that guy that's, you know, praying unanimous, you know, saying we're going to do 1,000x or whatever. I know life is tough, isn't it? So a buck, I always forget your name. Extra, buck extra, a buck extra, PulseX. I think, yeah, I'm all for it, guys. Let's do it. It's only $1. Yeah, there's yeah. I just have a hard time articulating like $1, like really, but it's just math. That's what it just makes you scratch your head. Like, how in the world could this little token do a 1500x? It's math. Let's move on to the reflections calculator. And this is like what it says. It's going to predict with math reflections for pTGC and UFO. So we're going to enter, we're going to enter a token amount. I always like to put in 100 million. So let's say you have 100 million pTGC. They're just sitting liquid in your wallet, earning that passive income every single day. We're going into experimental mode so we can select a certain number of volume, $10 million, which is, I would say, is a bullish scenario. We could go really bullish to the stars at 100 million or anything in between. I'm just leaving it at 10 million. We've already done like $2 million in volume this cycle in pTGC. Now you would earn 17.3%, 17.36% APY or $33.70 per day, which as the token value appreciates, so does the value of your yield. Let's say you earn some yield. You earned $33.70 today. That did 100x. $3,370. There you go. That's what's cool about being in the Grays ecosystem. You start earning yield today. That is immediately going to start earning X's. Well, as soon as we get X's. Okay. So I think that's it for pTGC. Now UFO. We're going to put in 600 million UFO because you can get 6 times as much UFO as you can pTGC. Same amount of volume, $65 a day or 1.64 million tokens. All right. Now, last is going to be my reflections calculator. We are at 2 hours, man. Checking the time here. Last token is the locking calculator. We have the evidence to support our claim that there has been 395 million pTGC early and locked in any given 30-day period from February last year to February this year. 400 million, basically. Okay, and armed with that knowledge, we were able to backwards math some really cool stuff. And Crypto Kong built the calculator to make it beautiful and simple for us. Check it out. Calculator, lock calculator. And you wanted to, Crypto Ball Guy wanted to know It would be great to get your speculation on how much to lock for 10 years is required to earn $109 per day. Now, in order to do that, we need to put in a dollar value of pTGC. Let's start with this experiment, with your experiment. And we're going to make the price 10 cents. We're going to be modest with it, okay? 10 cents. And we speculate as price goes up in pTGC that people are going to be really tempted to unlock their bags. So, and there's only 132 billion locked up right now. Let's say, okay, I'm going to give you a round number of 10 million. Let's say you have 10 million locked up for 100, and you can screenshot this, Crypto Bald Guy, to get your to backwards math for your own stuff. Okay, average unlocking 30 days, 10 million pTGC bag at 10 cents, 100% locked. You would earn 9,000 tokens or $895. Okay, so a million tokens would be $89.50. Okay, screenshot that if you need to. I should pull that off of there. I hope that answers your question. Wait a second. No, you wanted to get to a certain amount. Oh, $109 a day. 109. Oh, that's $895. $109 a day times 30. Sorry, I was not even answering you. You need to get up to $3,270. How much to lock? So that's make that times 4. I think that'd be about 40 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 30. 109 times 30. That's 3270. That puts you at 3580. That's close. That's a little over. So you'd have to lock up 40 million, and the price would have to be 10 cents. Okay, do you follow the math on that? But if you locked up 4 million and it went to $1, then there you are again. Does that make sense? I think that probably makes sense. Hey, Jerry, good to see you, man. I love how people just drop in and say hi. I appreciate it. All right. Now let's see. I always like to do this bag right here. The guy that comes in and puts down, and he goes, and the price runs up to $1. $89,500, baby. Yeah, man. I mean, in 30 days, man. You know, you could do $89,000. Wow. I mean, you could pay for kids' college. You could all sort of stuff, man. Save it. Just move it over into a stable coin and store it up. All right. I think we're going to do some slides today, guys. I'm sorry, but we're going to do some slides. Sorry, I got to keep me on there. Let's remove that. My things are all messed up. Okay, we're just going to go through the slide deck real quick. I know we're over 2 hours. But just in time for moon math. We just missed it, dude. Sorry, you just missed it. Oh, you can catch the last of it. There you go. 100 million pTGC locked up for 10 years when price is $1 would net you $89,512 a month if you got 400 million unlocked. Is the loan token part of the pTGC index? It is not. It is not. I am not sure what the loan token is. Have you mentioned that to me before? Seems like maybe you have. I am not sure. I don't know what the loan token is. Leaving others in space dust. Look, pTGC is up 2,500%. UFO is up 1,300%. And that's performance against Pulse. This is all these tokens, performance against Pulse for a solid year, guys. Oh, liquid loans, of course. Of course. It is not that I'm aware of. They may have, or somebody may have made a pairing with liquid loans. I'm not sure, Jerry. Go to secretobank.com. Go to secretobank.com and check it out. Let us know, man. I'm curious. It might be one of them. Or just go to Desk Screener. Look at other pairs. Leaving others in space does. Now, this is performance. The previous one was in PLS. This one is in USD. That's our performance in USD. Market cap performance. Look at that market cap performance, guys. Woo! What? That is beautimous. Outperforming the cores in core asset terms. So this is pTGC PulseX, for example. In PulseX terms, it's up 1,800% over PulseX, 1,200% over Hex, 3,150% over pTGC. Do you think that performance, do you think we're done with that kind of performance for the cycle? I don't think so. I think it's a foretaste of things to come. And if the cores do anything like what they should do to give Richard Hart the glory that he's after. Thank you, TS Pedro. Hit the like button, guys. I think, guys, look. It's getting crazy around here. UFO is outperforming the cores even UFO is. Look at that. It's outperforming PulseX, Hex, and that's in core asset terms. All right. We're going to skip that one. I built that for my friend, but it's so complicated. What is this? Oh, yeah. Okay. That slide takes a little time to unpack. Well, this one's cool. Volume and price performance, pTGC, UFO, and Pulse. There's your price and your volume performance from August to July. Yo. Morning, only crypto. Morning, guys. The future looking very bright for this ecosystem. I would say so. Your sentiment echoes mine, only crypto. Look at this 12-month snapshot from August to July. There's your price, average price, total volume. Snapshot of what? I need to put some more labels on here. Well, this is just teaching me. I need to fix the slide. Woo. I just need to I need to smooth all my slides. Okay. And I'm not going to, I'm rugging that one from you guys. Sorry. It's a good slide. It just needs to be like, hold on. Okay. I know what I'm doing now. It needs to be explained and it needs to be clarified. I don't have time for that. Market cap changes. I think we already did that, right? I think we already had that one in there. This one is already on the slide. These two are already on the slide, but I'm going to get to them. I just got to interweave some slides into this slide deck once I'm done with them. Like I said, I'm working on a slide for the book. See creature positions. A squid position right now is 2.9 million tokens, 0.001%. You can look that up in Dex Screener, see what the cost is. I think a dolphin position right now is about $25,000. Let's see. Dolphin position is $20,400, but that data is a little bit old, but it's close. And here's your dolphin costs. This was as of, last month, July. The dolphin's 23,000, and there's the history. And it's only going to get more. It's only going to get better, guys. And then for UFO, same thing. Dolphin costs right now is $3,900. Do you think it's going to be over 10 in a few months? I do. I think it's be over 10 when it gets to previous all-time high. And that's a fact. Okay, where do I think? Ooh, more questions. That guy already has his pTGC Lambo who just drove. Yeah, you heard him, huh? That was a pickup truck. He's got his pTGC pickup truck. Do the positions matter, Della? Do the positions matter? Do they earn you something extra along the way, or is it just simply a label? It's only a label. Yeah. Thank you for asking for clarification, because I'm kind of big on positions, because I'm like, competitive, you want to be in the next level up, whatever. But really, they're only like a marker. Because you can kind of, this isn't really not wise, but you can compare yourself to the whales. That's 1%. And then the sharks hold 0.1%. The squids hold 0.0, or the dolphins hold 0.01%. And then the squids 0.001, and so on. And you can have multiple of each position, like a shark position, 0.1% or 0.2% is 2 sharks, if that makes sense. And it's all just kind of a ranking. And it is a way of saying, of disclosing also. Just be careful who you ever disclose to your positions without saying how many tokens you have. You can say, yeah, I got a dolphin position, but nobody knows that you've got 9 dolphin positions, but you're a dolphin, so it doesn't pay you any extra. Where do I think we are in this cycle? And we're going to shut this down. I think we are pTGC and UFO are fabulously fine-tuned machines that have been, what they do at the manufacturer, they get those things, the Lamborghinis, they get them all put together nice, and they might stress test them on a track and make sure all the kinks are out of them. And once they stress test them and bring them back in, they might tune them up a little bit, change the oil so it's pristine, clean, and all that. That's where pTGC and UFO are. They've already been stress tested, and now we're holding them. We're in the driver's seat, and we're at the stoplight. Why we're at the stoplight? Because PulseChain ain't moving. Bitcoin's barely moving. Ethereum's kind of moving. PulseChain ain't doing nothing. So here we are at the stoplight. We're like, we got our foot down on the clutch, first gear, ready to go, but we can't because PulseChain hasn't moved yet. But once PulseChain starts to move, once it moves, this is what it's going to look like, boys and girls. Smoke City. That's where we're at right now. And I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that into the camera, looking at you as a viewer from me as a Prairie Banana. We haven't even done anything yet. Yeah, I'm expecting good things this cycle from the Grays. From what I've seen, we haven't seen anything, guys. We're about to, and I think things are starting to move on PulseChain, and when they do, the Grays currencies are going to outperform. They're probably going to continue to outperform everything on the chain. We got one of the best founders in crypto. We have the best tokenomics in crypto. Compare pTGC and UFO to any asset on PulseChain except for Finvesta. Thank you, Paul. No, but I mean, if you want admin keyless, got it. You want burnt LP, got it. I mean, what do we not have? A DAO. Got it. Yeah. I think a good lottery competition for now users would be good for PulseChain. I think a good lottery competition for new users would be good for PulseChain. There. It happens when you read it better. Yeah. How can we do a lottery competition? Well, I think that we don't even need to do that. Richard Hart has mailers that are going to be going out. Who knows what Liberty Swap is up to? Something special might be happening there. Who knows what might get resurrected? We do not know what is around the corner in this fabulous blockchain. And whatever happens, it could be very, very bullish for PulseChain. Absolutely. Finvesta went up a lot, but doesn't have yield APY, I believe. I think it does. I think Finvesta does have yield, or the tokens in the Finvesta ecosystem does. All right, guys, we got to shut this down. Last call for questions. I'm going to do this again on Wednesday. I won't be here next Sunday because I won't be here next Sunday. Last call for questions. After coins in the eco do. Other coins in the eco do. Oh, I see. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I never held any Finvesta. I do hold one of the ecosystem tokens. But I'm not. It's yeah. I don't want to. I got friends that hold that stuff, and I am all for those guys crushing it. Really. Really. All right, guys. Have a good Sunday. You are welcome, Della. And you can PM me. You got me on that WhatsApp. If you got any other questions, just shoot them over. I'm happy to answer. Really, truly. All right, guys. See you later. Bye-bye. You're welcome, Gary.